Hi, this is Natasha, and welcome back to the This Therapist Has Problems podcast. How are you doing today? How you feeling? How's your day going? I gotta pull you in for a moment. When you decided to click the link to listen to this podcast, to watch this podcast, I gotta let you in on a little secret. You entered into an agreement with me, okay? The agreement is this is a non-judgment zone. Okay? Can we agree on that? Is that something that we can work with? Because I need to tell you a secret. Okay? The secret is I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and I know I cannot be the only one. I'm like, there is literally always something to do. I always got something in the back of my head saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. What about your to-do list? What about your brain dump? What's going on? What boxes do you need to check off? And your girl is exhausted. And can you relate? Are you feeling me? Do you understand what I'm saying? And it put me in a state of mind of thinking about what is hustle culture? Why does it exist? And what effects does hustle culture have on our overall mental health? Hi, this Therapist Has Problems podcast. Now, when I say hustle culture, what exactly does that mean? We've popularized, especially after the pandemic, that we got to have an LLC, we got to have a side hustle, we got to be doing all the things, we got to have an Airbnb property, we got to have, do some real estate, do some paint parties, whatever it is that people do on the side. We got to be doing all the things while also working a 9 to 5. And I don't know how y'all doing this because I'm tired. I can't be the only one. So I wanted to spend some time today to talk about hustle culture. How do we maneuver in this world where it is expected, especially in the space of social media, influencer culture, where you have to be doing all the things all the time. It has to look aesthetically pleasing, and you got to do it with a smile on your face. I don't know if there's superhumans out there, but I didn't get that gene, and your girl's tired. So what is hustle culture? Hustle culture, and I'm reading my notes. Hustle culture is a mindset that you work hard, you work long hours, and you have your hands in lots of pots. I'm on the grind, I'm hustling. And the ultimate goal, and it has a really positive overall route, right? To say, okay, in the point of having a hustle, a side job, a gig, you're working hard. Ultimately, you're trying to create a life for yourself that is satisfying, that's pleasing to be. And not even beyond that, you want to make ends meet. You want to pay the bills. Inflation is real. You want to get to a space where you can live comfortably. And oftentimes, in order to do that in this climate that we live in today, you gotta work one job, 2 jobs, you gotta drive Uber on the side. You have to be doing something in order to make ends meet and make your life comfortable, or maybe you can squeeze in doing some things that you want to do and not just focusing on the things that you need to do. So I told you this was a non-judgment zone, right? So I am here, as you know, I'm a therapist. I own my own business. I've created my own practice, M.B.S. Whole Health, which focuses on taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. It is a holistic approach to mental health. So in creating this practice, I wasn't just satisfied with saying, okay, I'm going to create this practice. I'm just going to see my little clients. I don't want to say little clients. I want to see my clients, and I want to go home and go about my business and do whatever. And for me, I have this internal drive that is consistently saying, okay, what else can I do? What is the next goal? What's the next thing I need to focus on? How do I continue to grow and expand this vision that has been given to me? As a result of that, I constantly feel like I need to be doing something. So even in the times where I'm supposed to be resting, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I got to do my notes. Oh, I gotta make sure and check on my staff. Oh, I have to make sure I do this process. Oh, I want to get licensed in a different state. Oh, I want to expand in this area. Oh, I want to do a course. Oh, I want to be a licensed supervisor to help students. It's constantly what is the next thing. And in that process, I'm recognizing I am not good at resting. I'm not good at turning it off and saying, okay, you've checked the boxes that you need to for this day, this week. It is okay to give yourself a break and enjoy this life that you're creating for yourself. So I constantly have a tape running in the back of my head saying, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you missed this deadline, you got tasks that you need to focus on, and the hustle continues mentally. I'm constantly feeling mentally, I'm on a hamster wheel thinking about what's next, what's next, what's next. And that can be very detrimental to my overall mental health. I recognize this about myself, that I will push myself until mentally I break, in the sense that I don't want to do anything. I lack motivation. I'm mentally and physically exhausted. The only thing that I want to do, see my clients, be there and support them, log out of my computer and go get in the bed. And what I recognize is I'm not as effective as I could be because I'm constantly on this journey of start, burnout, stop. Start, burnout, stop. And it is consistent. And I have done this my whole life. So understanding where exactly does this internal hustle mentality come from? One thing I say is that I don't necessarily look at other people, especially like influencers and social media people, and say, oh, I want their lives. I want to have what they have. But I do feel like I look at other things and I'm like, dang, I know that I want to do this. I want to accomplish these goals. I want to do these things. And they're doing it. They're living their lives. They seem happy. Why can't I create that for myself in my zone and what I want to do? Also, and I know that I have a tendency, and let me know if you can relate, I have a tendency to minimize my accomplishments, not celebrate my accomplishments. And it's like, boop, box checked. Let me move on to the next thing. And people look at me sometimes, and I've talked to a friend about this, and they say, okay, how did you decide that you wanted to start a business for yourself? You worked and you built it from the ground up to a point where you were able to leave your full-time job working for someone else and create and build this business where you are self-sufficient. And my response is, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. I've seen my parents constantly kind of do this business, do that business, do this business. So it was something that I saw. So I minimize it in my mind that it's not as big of a deal as it actually is. So in not recognizing the work that I'm putting in, I don't celebrate the things that I'm doing well. And I constantly question and focus on the things that I feel like I'm not doing well. So when we look at hustle culture, what are some ways that you found yourself being influenced by this concept of hustle culture? When you're looking at social media, what ways are you saying to yourself, I'm not making, the right decisions. I'm missing the mark. I'm not doing everything that I need to do. And it can be, not everyone is supposed to or desires to start a business, but even in your full-time job, right? If it's saying, okay, I'm not getting promotions as fast as this person, or I'm not moving up the ladder as fast as this person, or I'm not getting the pay increases that I think I should, and I need to go work this job, this job, this job. Understanding what is really your own personal compass that may be driving some of this hustle culture behavior. I want to talk about kind of how hustle culture can manifest in different ways to give you some insight on some self-reflection. What are some ways that you can look at yourself and say, okay, I may be exhibiting some symptoms, some, characteristics of existing in the state of hustle culture. So a couple things to reflect. Do you find yourself working unnecessarily long hours? So working, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, right? You're just constantly feeling, okay, I have to stay at work. If there's extra shifts available, I'll take them. If there's extra things I can do, I'll do it. Or do you feel like you're constantly rushing around? You're always on the go. You're bouncing from this thing to this thing to this thing, and there's never really, let me take a break and take a breather. Are you constantly feeling like you are unable to turn your brain off? You're constantly thinking about, I need to do this, I didn't do this. I need to do this, I made a mistake and I didn't check that box. Are you constantly going in your mind, even if your body is stationary? The next thing is, do you find yourself prioritizing working over self-care? So if you know that you're exhausted, you're tired, you may even be sick, and you're like, no, let me just do this one thing. Let me just check this one box. No, I can just pick up this one more shift. That's something to look out for. Do you feel like you are neglecting work-life balance? So instead of maybe spending extra time with your kids or spending time with your spouse or family or friends, you're like, no, I can't go out tonight. I need to work. I just need to work. I need to focus. I have a goal in mind. I need to hit this goal. And then the next one is, do you feel like you have a concept of glorifying nonstop work mentality on social media? You see someone who's constantly posting, constantly doing things, and you're like, I need to be like that person. They're doing it. See, they're doing the right thing. You never see them take a day off. They're always working, and that's why they're achieving these goals. Now, when I list those things in general, they don't seem super bad, right? You're like, okay, I'm motivated, I'm ambitious, I have to work hard, I need to get to this next level, I need to make sure I can take care of myself and my family. On the baseline, right? That is checking normal needs that you have just for your own self-sustainability, right? Yes, we have to work to eat, to make money, to make sure that we are self-sufficient. But when you find that you are burning, like they say, burning candles on both ends, or you're burning yourself out just for the sake of saying that you're hitting a goal, or just for the sake of saying I'm continuing to move up, then you really got to take a pause and check yourself. One, like I said, making it very personal. For me, I will go until I hit a brick wall, burnout. And when I'm in that burnout space, I'll do what I need to do as far as I have to show up for work. I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my clients. I have to show up as a mom, make sure I'm taking care of my kids. But outside of that, I will work, be mom, and I'll get in the bed and I am either exhausted, my body will shut down on me, so I find myself getting sick. I will find that my mood is all over the place. I'll be emotional, tearful, crying for no reason. And it's like, Natasha, stop doing this to yourself. It is amazing to be ambitious. It's amazing to have goals. But in the start and stop, you find that you're not accomplishing as much as you could if you had a natural balance in your life where, yes, you did the hard things, you did the work that you needed to do, but also you carved out space to pour into yourself. You carved out space to take care of you. And that's where I'm trying to get to, and hopefully we can get to together. What does a state of balance looks like? Where, yes, you have goals that you can work toward, but also I'm learning I'm not just living to work, right? Work is not my goal in my life. Work provides me an opportunity to live the life that I desire to live. I work to bring income, and this income is to obviously take care of my day-to-day needs. But also, if I want to go on a vacation, I'm going to go. If I want to go buy that thing, I'm going to do it. I don't live to work. Work is an avenue of providing me space to live the life that I desire to live. And that's a mentality I think we would all benefit from adopting, and saying, okay, how do you find stability and balance of saying, yeah, I want to continue to grow my practice. I want to continue to expand this company that I'm building, because ultimately my goal is to help people live healthier lives, to teach people and train people on how to take care of their mind, their body, and their spirit. But in order to do that, I have to be my healthiest self. I have to take care of me first. So for you, when you look at what you're doing, understand the why behind it. If you're working long hours, why? If you're wanting to go ahead and build that social media platform and be an amazing influencer, why? If you're looking to go to school and get that next degree, why? What is the reason why? And if the goal is only to check a box, you need to check yourself and say, okay, how is this helping me to take care of me? How is this helping me not only to accomplish things, but to live a life that is enjoyable, to live a life that makes me happy, even in the midst of understanding, again, life is expensive. Things are continuing to get more expensive. I will go to the grocery store and get 5 things and it's $100. I don't get it. The math is not mathing. So I understand that there are things that we need to do to survive. But even in the midst of survival, you don't want to harm yourself mentally, physically, spiritually in the process. So, couple things, taking time to find some balance, celebrating those small wins. You've accomplished something, allow yourself to say, you know what, I did that. I set that goal, I accomplished that goal, I'm proud of myself. Taking those pauses in between to acknowledge the hard work that you're doing goes such a long way. And one other thing I recognize is not comparing yourself to others. Your success is not going to look like someone else's success. Your story is not going to look like someone else's story because you don't understand what their behind the scenes looks like in comparison to your behind the scenes. So understand you're on your own path, your own life journey. So it's important to look at individuals as a motivator, but if you find yourself looking at other people and coming down on yourself, that isn't healthy. So you need to, again, this is going to be the lesson of the day, check yourself. Another thing is understanding and defining, what does success mean for you? When you think about the word success, how do you define it for yourself? When you paint a picture of, this is what success for me looks like, you need to be very clear if it's writing it out, journaling, doing a vision board, understanding for you, what does success look like? And sometimes success isn't always having all the money in the bank. Sometimes success is saying, you know what? I can take a week off of work every once in a while and go on vacation and not stress about it. That may be what success is for you. Success may be, you know what? I don't have to work 3 jobs. I can work 1 job and be able to come home and be present in my own life. That is what success may look like for you. But you have to get clarity on that for yourself. So when you're working, you know exactly why. And you know when you've reached your threshold of, okay, I'm in a comfortable place. I can take my foot off the gas for a bit and just enjoy this life that I've been working so hard to build. The next thing is when you're defining success, right? Success is the big picture. Based on that big picture, then you can set individual goals. What are these goals that you want to create for yourself to know, okay, I'm checking these boxes off. And in between these layers of goals, build in celebrating my wins, build in taking care of myself. I'm hitting a goal, I'm celebrating, and I'm pouring into myself. I'm hitting a goal, I'm celebrating, I'm taking care of myself. Those are necessary to have balance, or you will continue to find yourself on the hamster wheel of just doing until your body says, I can't do it anymore. I'm sick of it. You're not intentionally or voluntarily giving this body a break. Your body's going to decide to take a break for you. And that is not the route you want to go on. One thing is that I always talk about, and again, I've learned this for myself. Either you give yourself space to rest voluntarily, or your body will do it for you. So understand for you, it's important, again, work hard. Do the things that you need to do to continue to move yourself to the next level, but it needs to fit within the scope of your bigger picture of success. In those goals that you're hitting, create space to pour in to yourself, to rest, to rejuvenate, to recover, so that you are equipped to continue to go towards that next goal, to reach your bigger picture of success. So again, this is an honesty space. Really take a look at yourself and say, okay, what is my part? How have I been influenced by hustle culture? And what can I do to make this idea of hustling work for me? What can I do to hustle and hit the goals and do the things, but do it in a healthier way where I'm not damaging myself in the process? I said this before and I'll say it again. Anything that I'm saying, it hits me first. I have to learn, and I'm actively working to learn to do better on this. So something that I have been doing for myself, and this is just saying, okay, I'm a work in progress, but I'm trying to do better. So I have decided I'm going to go to all the concerts. I'm going to go if I want to see an artist, they're coming in town, I'm doing the things, I'm getting the outfit, and I'm going to the concert. Why? Because I want to have fun. I work hard, but I'm like, okay, you can find time to just be a person and have fun. So what are these things? How can you identify ways? It may not be a concert, that may not be your thing, but making a choice to say, okay, this is something I am doing to pour into myself. So that is the challenge. 3 things I want you to do, 3 takeaways. What is your bigger picture of success? What goals can you put in place that lead up to that bigger picture of success? And what ways can you be intentional about pouring into yourself, planning rest and self-care in the midst of accomplishing goals? Those are your assignments. Let me know, share with me. Let's hold each other accountable. You hold me accountable. Check in and say, hey girl, are you resting? Are you celebrating your wins? Let's do this together. So I hope you got something out of that. We're being honest. We're being transparent. We're having real life conversations, navigating through how to make this world that we live in not a consistent state of chaos, but a space of balance between work and play. So thank you for stepping into my office. Thank you for watching this Therapist Has Problems podcast. Let me know what your plan is for yourself. Let me know some topics and things that maybe you think we should discuss together. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.